Hello guys and welcome for another New World video. I was really wondering if I should do this video and I was on the edge, but then I just read about, I don't know, hundreds of different posts speaking about balance, speaking about different things in the game, and I just couldn't hold it in myself anymore. So I decided to share my opinion and of course to clear out some of the things that came with season 5. Of course, there were also other things such as bugs and still different issues that are in the game even to this point, because we are now 1 week in season 5, and we still have many issues to be fixed by AGS, and I hope that this will happen as soon as possible. But before jumping into any further details about the PvP, I just want to give it this time and to actually praise what AGS did, because this time their reaction was actually on point. And I'm talking about the bow and the void gauntlet fixes, or the void gauntlet is not yet fixed because it's still unavailable to be used, the artifact void gauntlet. But for the bow, they really reacted as a normal company should do, and they disabled and fixed the weapon straight away on the next day. So for this one, we really need to give it to them. But regardless, even though the bow and the void gauntlet are, out of the way, I still think that there are many bugs that they still have to work on, that they still have to fix. And of course, it's not ideal for each and every patch to start with such amount of different problems. Speaking about the PvP with which I started in the very beginning, I just saw like literally hundreds of complaints, specifically in Reddit, because I'm banned in their Discord. But in Reddit, I saw many threads where people are complaining about damage, about being bursted, about being dead in like 2 hits, fire staff hitting 15,000 damage in a single hit, and so on and so on. I just want to assure you guys that this is not the case, and I'm saying that because I play fire staff and I pretty well know what exactly happens behind the keyboard of a fire staff player. I can tell you that the numbers wise, abilities and everything is technically the same as the last season. The only difference, however, is that now everyone is just too fast. And why everyone is too fast? Well, because the animations, for some reason, are extremely fast and the animation cancel is just on another level. Um, I tested that on the very first day because for me it was extremely strange how fast I could have pulled out my blunderbuss. And also I made few testings because I knew which abilities should be combined with the animation cancel of the blunderbuss and which should not. The main reason for it is because you cannot animation cancel in the last season with auto attack, grenades, and again auto attack instantly, while in this season this is possible. And it's not only this, you can animation cancel technically everything, and this is for all the different weapons. It's not only the fire staff, the spear, the sword, the hatchet. Technically every single animation in the game is extremely fast right now. Now, what does this mean? How this improves and increases the damage? How come people were not getting killed that fast and then suddenly they are getting one shot, even though we had a patch that reduced the damage of each and every equip load? Well, it's pretty simple. There are new artifacts that are increasing the damage potential of the different builds. Speaking about Nature's Wrath, for example, this technically gives you back those percentages that you lost due to the patch, but on top of this you are forced to play with high empower so you can utilize the Nature's Wrath to the fullest. Now, if you think about it, I'm technically playing a fully empowered mage with the Nature's Wrath, and I have extremely fast animation cancels. If you have those many hours in the game, and you have the experience to know what exactly should happen in a certain scenario combo wise, you definitely can one shot people, especially if they are light players or they run low constitution or fire protection. And this leads people to think that the weapon itself is broken. I can tell you this, I also had experiences where I played against really good assassin players and they were using sword and shield and spear or sword and shield and hatchet. I can assure you that I died the same way as they would be dead by me if I hit them 3 times. They literally jump on me, and by the time I get back into normal state after the stagger of the jump, they are already into their spear and I'm already on the ground. So those are the animations that I'm talking about. It's so fast that you cannot even react to it by dodging or doing anything else. So therefore, the skill gap here is getting increasingly bigger due to these animations being faster. And this, of course, is not ideal for the newer players because they don't have that much experience in the game. They don't know that well all the different combos. And of course, they cannot really use a perfect gear set specialized into a certain build because they don't have enough hours into the game. Now, moving to the next topic, because this is so far for the PvP, I want to also say that I like some other changes that were done into the game as well. Of course, to every negative, there is good to be something positive. And even though the positive things in the new world lately are not the ones that we want them to be, there are still some small and good positive things that we should try to appreciate and maybe just hope that they will eventually get better. What I'm talking about here and those positive things in my opinion are the cooking changes and the fishing. Now it might sound as a meme, but to be fair, I think I thought about it a bit, and yeah, looking at it from a different angle, it's actually good that they made those changes, and I will tell you right away why. I did some testings with the fishing, and of course there is a video also coming later this week about fishing, but I did some testings with the fishing, and to be fair, I feel like this is way more approachable for each and every player, and therefore every person can also go and explore this way of making money. Now, if you are a new player and you cannot really compete with the highest tier or highest level players to gain money, to gain, coin, you can definitely go out there and try to find your way by collecting some resources or making some market flips and so on. So I definitely think that lowering a bit the value of all the resources for crafting, such as prismatic ingots, cloth, leathers and so on, and of course upping a bit the cooking profession, I think that this is kind of balancing out the market, and therefore people would be able to gain a bit more, coin in the process from cooking and fishing specifically. What this does as well is that the market going a bit lower means that the newer players or the returning players will have a better exposure towards those BIS gear sets that we are talking about. Because if you played the game for 5,000 hours and of course you have your BIS set and everything is perfect and everything is super clean and nice, you cannot expect someone with 500 hours to have the same set if he doesn't know what he's doing. And if he goes to the market, even though he knows what he has to buy, let's say, he cannot do that because he doesn't have the gold. Even though all the crafts, all the necessary things went down, they are still relatively expensive to the economy, and therefore the newer players are finding a hard time to get to those base items. Making the balance in the economy for gaining gold would definitely benefit the people to get to those base sets, and they will have equal footing in terms of gear in the PvP aspect of the game. And now, since we mentioned one good thing after the bad start, let's go back to the bad things. And I will just share with you guys what I found as well. One of the bugs that definitely some of you experienced as well, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I even posted a short video about it. And yeah, it's really annoying. I don't really know with a certainty of 100% what is causing it, but I think is that in a mid animation frame of a dodge, if I get hit or stumped by someone by body, I think that I'm getting rooted. I'm not sure again, but is just super annoying. I found a way to fix that, but unfortunately it's requiring my ice gauntlet, and usually when I'm playing fire stuff with blunderbuss, I need to exit the combat state in order to change to ice gauntlet, and therefore it takes me some time and I can eventually get killed. Some players told me that you can maybe cancel it, or they canceled it already with burnout, but I'm not really sure if that's possible. I didn't really test it out, but I will just roll you guys on the background how exactly I'm doing it. I'm technically changing to Ice Gauntlet. I'm trying to use the Ice Storm ability, and then I'm simply clicking one more light attack into the Ice Storm. So technically you cast the Ice Storm, you make one more click on your mouse on the left click, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing special, but unfortunately if you get stuck in the middle of a fight, you won't be able to move from there. You can still dodge, you can still attack, you still do pretty much everything, but you cannot leave this small circle area that you are standing on. And to finish it off, again, let's go with one, I would say, good thing from AGS, but definitely they have to look into further improvement of this. As we know, the mutation circle is completely random for quite a while, and this led to a lot of mistakes. The dungeons are repeating themselves. Some dungeons are technically going for, you know, they are going missing for a few weeks in rotation, and some people are waiting for specific dungeons to go there to farm to get the artifact if they don't have it, and so on. And it's quite frustrating and unlucky that you cannot get into a dungeon due to the rotation being so random, and sometimes just pure stupidity, if you ask me. Now this happened the same in the beginning of season 5. We had Starstone and we had Tempest. I don't really remember what was the third one, but those two technically repeated themselves yesterday on the patch day. So this is something that is really annoying, and it also brings a lot of anger into the community because most of the PvE players like to have a little bit of rotations. We have the same dungeons for like a lot of time. They run a lot of dungeons. So if you have the same rotation, this would definitely burn you out. What I would propose, and I think that it was proposed as well in their Discord because I saw some screenshots, there are a few fixes for that. The first one is to keep the random rotation of the dungeons, but just lower the chance of a certain dungeon getting again into the pool if it was already present on the previous week, meaning that all other dungeons just technically have higher chance. What I think it's even better is that all dungeons are mutated, but they just change their effects during different weeks, which technically means that any player can access any dungeon as long as they want to go there, but they just need to, apply to the specific mutation. For example, if we have this week Genesis in fire, the next week it would still be Genesis, but this time it would be ice. And so goes for every dungeon in the game. Now, of course, this can create a bit of problems for AGS because so far we just have 4 different mutation types, while the dungeons are more than 4. I don't really know the exact number. So they either have to duplicate the mutation types for certain dungeons, or they have to come up with new types of mutation, which I believe would be even better because it would shake up a little bit the things, and it will be type of a content that they can be proud of. And with that, guys, I think that's all for today. I just wanted to make sure to go out and say what is the exact reason for those high damages, specifically from the fire staff and other weapons, because people are getting the wrong impression. They think that the weapon is just completely broken, while this is not the case. Believe me, you need a really specific build for that. It's technically the best build out there, and also the animations are giving a lot to those like problems and high damages. Most of it comes from the animations because everything happens so fast that you most likely are getting hit by 3 or 4 abilities at the same time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have another vision on the things and of course you have other comments to it, make sure to tell me below. We can have a good discussion. And if you don't want to have a discussion here, you can always join my Discord community channel, where we discuss all kinds of things related to New World, but not only. Also, you can join my stream, which is also going live on Wednesday up to Sunday, starting from 6 p.m. Central European Time. Thank you guys again, and I will see you on the next one.